Hi, this is Stephen Brower. This is for computer literacy as a demo for Word 12B. If this wasn't a online class, if this was a traditional class, I would do a demo of a couple of key things, and then the rest of the time, would be lab time to go through the steps that are in the book. Well, the demo that I want to do, well, first of all, the 12A, there's a number of things in 12A that were very much like the Office 11B. Yeah, there are a couple of new things, but I want to focus on this thing right here, and that'll be like bullets and sort of using tabs for a table. Okay, so one thing is, suppose I want to sort of highlight the rows that are here. I'm just going to highlight them, and I hit the wrong button. Well, there, if you want to number the items you have, you go and click that button. It'll number them. I was trying to go to the bullet and show that there are some options that are available here under the bullets, one of them being the check mark as a way of just sort of emphasizing the items that are here. So let me go and click this one instead, and then we'll get these highlighted with a check mark in front of it. Now, with the data I have here, let me deviate from something that's in the book. This icon up here, this A to Z, allows you to sort. And so one of the things you can do is you can sort, well, alphabetically. I'm going to do it by paragraph. And so I end up with the list going from, well, it puts numerics first, but it's in alphabetical order. So when you do have a list of items, and if you do want to sort them, you highlight the list and you hit the sort. And I think this is something we'll revisit in another chapter. I just wanted to do it right now. Now, if you notice that the length of some of these names are different. I mean, the longest one being this Diet Mountain Dew, and the shortest one being this the 7-Up. And so actually, if you kind of look at where the prices are starting, for 7-Up, Coke, and Pepsi, they're starting here. For Dr. Pepper and Sierra Mist, they're starting here. And for Diet Mountain Dew, it's all the way out there. Now, what you do not want to do is to manually go and keep hitting tab to get things to line up, because suppose a product, in this case, a product name changes, then you have to then go and remove the tabs as well. And the other thing is, if you later decide to chain up the lineup of things, you're dealing with multiple tabs. Okay, so let me do some undos. What we can do is we can deal with using the ribbon up here. Oh, by the way, if this isn't showing, you do View and then Ruler, and then, well, let me go and deselect it so the ruler is gone, and then View and check the ruler, and then the ruler is on. So we're going to be using the ruler for the changes that we're going to do. We're going to add some specific tab stops. Oh, I should have mentioned, by default, the tab stops are every ½ inch. So if I look at and let me just kind of bring it up so it's a little bit closer. So if you see where this is starting, the one after the 7-Up, that's well, it's at the 1 inch mark. I hit tab. Now this is 1½ inch. I hit tab. This is now 2. So these are in ½ inch increments. That's the default tab stop that exists. Well, you can override them. Now over here, this is something that allows us to pick the kind of tab that we have, the default being a left tab. Well, let me highlight the lines where I want to use a different tab. But you know what? Let me have all these things kind of line up on the right. So if I keep clicking this until I get to right tab, I can just go back and make sure it is right tab. Now if I go and click, now these are highlighted. I have right tab selected here, and I'm going to click, and I'm going to deliberately do it all the way out here. I'm going to click on this 2½ inch mark, and that puts in now a single tab stop at that point. So regardless of how long, in this case, the soda is, when we hit tab, it's now coming out to this point right here, and being a right tab, if one of them, let's just say for some reason Sierra Mist is $11.89, it's still right aligned. By the way, numeric data would be best to use something like Excel than Word. But anyway, okay. So the next thing I'm going to try to do, and I say try because my hand-eye coordination isn't the best, and the book is going to show a couple different ways to get to what I'm about to show you. But one is, if you double-click on an existing tab, it'll bring up a tab dialog box. Now, since my hand-eye coordination is off, I may accidentally create another tab. But if I double-click on this right tag properly, it brings up a dialog box for tabs. Now, the book is going to show some other ways to do it. I just kind of wanted to show that one and just mention that if you're a little bit off, it'll create another tab. Okay, so this shows the tab stops that we have, and I only put in one at 2.5, and it is a right tab. Well, one thing I can do, and actually I don't know if I'm picking the same one as the book. I think it's this one right here. This will do ... It'll put dots in between these items. So it's kind of like, is Pepsi $1.99 or is it is it $1.99 or $2.29 by having these dots? So let's do, let me set this and then say OK. And so now what we see, and let me just deselect for a second. Now we see, and let me also turn my paragraph markers off. But now, because I put the dot leader in front of the tab, the idea is that, so if we're following Pepsi, we can go and easily see that it's $2.29. Okay, so a couple things, and I'm deviating a little from the book. If I highlight all these rows again, and actually, you know what, I just want to double check I'm only highlighting the rows. If you're careful, you actually can drag a right tab. So if I want, a little bit longer, I could drag it that way. I also can drag it back. And anyway, this is one of the tasks that we're going to be doing in the Word 12B. Is one, we're going to be playing with bullets, a sort of a way of highlighting a list that we have. And the other thing is we're going to be dealing with tab stops. Now, the book will show some different ways to get into the tab stops. I just showed one right here by doing the double click. Let me just pause for a second and regroup. I forgot where I was. One of the things that the book will show the different way is with the paragraphs highlighted. The paragraph dialog box here, lower right-hand corner, if I click on it, all the way down here on the bottom left, there is a tabs button. And this brings up that same dialog box that we had before. So there is a way to get in to the tabs that way, as opposed to doing a double click on the existing tab the way that I did previously. I'm not going to make any changes here. You know what? For this video, I think that's enough. This will be the tab stop demo video thing.